There's a rule in the Marquise's mansion. If a man wants to marry his official wife, he has to stand blindfolded in the ancestral hall and shoot a bow. He has to hit an apple 100 steps away. If you miss, you can only try again next year. But the young Marquis, who could shoot a willow branch at 100 steps at 12, had missed 3 years in a row. The first year he said his hand shook. I told him there was always next year. The second year he blamed the wind. I told him not to give up. The third year I couldn't take it anymore. I snuck over to the Marquis of Northtown's ancestral hall. I wanted to watch him practice, but I accidentally overheard Lu Yuz talking to his friend. You missed again this year, Yuza. Nice fake hand injury, by the way. Lu Yuzi spoke lazily. What else was I supposed to do? If I hit it, I'd have to marry Zixi. Don't you want to marry her? Of course I do. Lu Yuz paused. But what about Momo? Outside the window. My fingers dug into the wood of the window frame. Lu Yuz spoke in a low voice. My heart isn't made of stone. I promised Zixi I'd only love her forever. But I can't bear to let Momo go either. What about Miss Zhou then? She's been waiting for you for years. If you don't ask for her hand soon, she might say yes to someone else and it'll be too late. No way. Lu Yuz sounded sure. Zixi loves me so much. She'll never marry anyone else. I'm gonna drag this out a little longer. Wait till she's a bit older. And not so stubborn. Then she'll agree to let Momo live with us as my wife too. Then I can have both of them. The two of them burst out laughing. I felt ice cold all over. I stumbled out of the ancestral hall in a daze. All I remember on the way back was that it suddenly started raining. I didn't bring an umbrella. Rain mixed with tears ran down my face. The day after I got home, word spread that Su Yimo was betrothed to the biggest playboy in the capital. Lu Yuz couldn't hold back anymore and crashed the wedding. That night they got married and spent their wedding night together. The whole capital was waiting to laugh at me and the Zhou family. But the next day, the noble heir climbed over my wall. He looked at me casually. You pay for what your husband did. Lu Yuz is still my fiancé. I want you to make it up to me. Be my noble heir's wife. Is that too much to ask? I nodded. Not at all, I'll marry you. He hadn't expected me to actually agree to such a crazy thing. Qi Xiao stood there with his mouth open, stunned. He stammered, You said it. I'll come marry you in 3 days, don't you dare back out. He said it like he was scared I'd change my mind. He jumped off the wall in a hurry. He even tripped on his way out. Nearly fell flat on his face. I watched and laughed. He wasn't nearly as terrible as people said he was. He was actually kinda cute. Not long after Qi Xiao left, Lu Yuzi showed up too. My face immediately turned cold. Master Lu just got married, huh? Why aren't you at home spending time with your wife? What are you doing here? Lu Yuz's face stiffened. He forced a sweet smile. Jishi, I didn't want this to happen, but Momo's heart is too soft. I couldn't just stand by and watch her marry that old fat guy. Her whole life would have been ruined. So you could just stand by and watch me and the entire Zhou family become everyone's laughingstock? The second you crashed that wedding, whatever we had was over. Please leave, Master Lu. Our engagement is off. Lu Yuze frowned. He tried to reach for me. Zixi, stop being silly. Even if I'm married to her, it won't change what we have. Momo's so kind. She won't make things hard for you if you move in. You'll just be a concubine for a little while. Once you have a kid, I'll promote you to equal wife. You and Momo will both be my wives. I won't favor either of you. Asking the eldest daughter of the Zhou family to be her concubine? I can't believe he even said that. Even if I wanted to, my ancestors would never allow it. I stepped back. I stared at him coldly. Zhou Lingxi will never be a concubine. When I refused, Lu Yuz got annoyed. It's just a title, and even as a concubine, I won't let anyone look down on you. Why do you have to make this hard for me? I'm making this hard for you? I almost laughed out loud. Who was the one who crashed a wedding right before ours? Who married her right after? Who turned me and my whole family into a joke for everyone? And he has the nerve to say I'm making things hard? I looked at him sarcastically. I'll say it again. True women never become concubines. I kept turning him down, embarrassing him. Lu Yuze lost his temper. His face darkened. Zhou Lingxi, you're being ridiculous. Everyone knows you've been crazy about me since we were kids. I've had you wrapped around my finger this whole time. Who else would marry you without me? With that, he stormed off in a huff. I was shaking with anger. A deep sadness washed over me. I knew the Lu Yuz who once cared only about me, who would never let me get hurt, was gone forever. The man he is now is only Su Yimo's husband. I should have let go the second he chose her over me, when he trampled all over my heart. But I just couldn't. I refused to accept it. Over a decade of friendship between us, and it couldn't compare to the 6 months he'd known her. Turns out I was wrong. Qi Xiao didn't give me time to change my mind. The next day, the Qi family came to propose. They brought 108 carts of betrothal gifts. They filled my entire room. My parents didn't think highly of Qi Xiao. They begged me to think it over. But my mind was made up. If I can't have love, I'll take power. Qi Xiao may have a bad reputation, but he's the future heir of the Marquis mansion. If the Su family's legitimate daughter hadn't refused to marry him, this marriage never would have gone to Su Yimo. I was about to have the gifts moved to the storage room when Lu Yuz walked in with Su Yimo. When they saw everything, they jumped to the wrong conclusion. Lu Yuz raised his chin, looking like he'd known it all along. A greedy look flashed across Su Yimo's eyes. Sister, are all these your dowry? Su Yimo was the illegitimate daughter of the Su family, born after the master slept with a maid. She'd never been treated well in the Su household. On her wedding day, Madame Su even knocked over her dowry in front of everyone. I frowned. I denied it, but Lu Yuze scoffed. Cut the act. You said you wouldn't marry yesterday, and now you've got your dowry already. Right, sister? Why pretend? We're family now. Brother Yuze, didn't you bring a gift for sister? Hurry and give it to her! Su Yimo tugged at his arm eagerly. A flash of green crossed my vision. I stared at her, frozen for a long moment.